Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Bree, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some creative, fun, cute things you can make out of polymer clay that maybe you've thought of before, or maybe you haven't. If you're a little unsure of what polymer clay is compared to air dry clay, basically polymer clay has to be baked in the oven to harden, unlike air dry clay that just has to be air dried. And in my opinion, polymer clay is better for making smaller projects, and I think that air dry clay is better for making things on a bigger scale. So maybe in another video, another time, I'll do a video on things you can make out of air dry clay because I know there's a ton of ideas out there that you can do. But today, I really want to focus on polymer clay. All of the references I share with you today are either going to be from me, things that I created, or they're going to be from everything I found on Pinterest that I've saved. So if you're interested in anything that I share in this video, just be sure to look in the link in my description box. I have a board filled with everything I share in this video if you want to know more about that. All right, now let's just go ahead and get into all of the ideas. So the first idea is probably the most popular thing that you've definitely probably seen, and that's jewelry. I'm talking about earrings, bracelets, necklaces, rings, all that stuff. There's so many cute things you can make into jewelry. Obviously, I love to do the food themed, which is what my business is, but you can also make flowers, also things for different seasons, of course, and that you can wear, which is super cute. A lot of people make like crystal designs out of clay, like the gemstones, like rose quartz, which is so pretty, animals, hearts, clouds, rainbows. There's just so many things. The materials you need to make this are obviously polymer clay. I would stick to Sculpey Primo or Fimo clay. I would avoid Sculpey 3. It's too gummy to work with, and it's not great for durability either. It's very, very brittle, so I would avoid that. For your earrings and necklaces, you're going to need your eye pins, your jump rings, your earring hooks, your necklace chains. For the bracelets, obviously you're going to need bracelet chains, jump rings, eye pins, all of that. The next one is for my office or gamer girlies, and that's keycaps. Keycaps do not require as many materials to make, such as jewelry, so all you're going to need for this is your clay, maybe some beginner sculpting tools, and then some PBT keycaps. I found mine on Amazon, but I'm pretty sure there are other places you can find them as well. I will have a link in the description box to the PBT keycaps that I found if you're interested. A very popular design that I've seen people do is like these cubed animals, but there's so many other things that you can come up with. Get creative with it. Personally, I just think keycaps are just a great decoration and piece for your office space. It just spices it up a little bit. Next, we have worry stones. It's basically a polished stone that has an imprint in the middle, usually for your thumb to go in and to rub it in. A lot of people keep these around as a good stress reliever, a good little meditative thing. It's nice for your desk side, just like keycaps. Making little animal worry stones are very popular, but you can do other things too. You could even just make it plain and just make it out of clay if you want. Next, we have trinket dishes, which I do honestly think is better to do with air dry clay, but you can also accomplish it just as okay as polymer clay. I would say the polymer clay would be better if you're trying to mimic a design that's more miniature, or you're trying to do a whole bunch of animals or something on a trinket dish. I would say use the polymer clay because with air dry clay, there's more of a chance that things are going to break up and chip. So I would maybe stick to that. If you're looking to do a much more simple design, like make a simple trinket dish shape and then paint over it, I would stick to air dry clay for that. It just depends on what you want to do. Next, we have photo frames and holders. Now, personal preference, I love seeing people make the ones that look like cakes and flowers and the little like squiggly like boho designs. And you can also do this with mirrors. Mirrors would also be really cute to do. To do this project, you're going to need your clay, you're going to need some good hardware glue, and then you're going to need whatever sculpting tools you need, and of course your oven. Next is making magnets for your fridge or for any other surface you can think of, but personally, I love doing the miniature food designs because it just fits the theme very, very well, but you can do other designs too. I've seen people do things like animals, flowers, classic clay designs that you see and that people love to do. I was also on Pinterest and I saw someone do like this little sculpted vase that they did. They put the magnet on the back and then they got some like fake plants and they put it inside the pot and they put it on their fridge. I just thought that would be such a cute decoration, so you could try that too. Next we have pins, which is a very similar process to making the magnets. Just like with the magnets, you need your clay, your sculpting tools, your glue, and then your magnets. There's absolute creative freedom to making whatever you want with these pins. You can do whatever you want. Hats, clothing, backpacks, jackets, coats, aprons. If you're like a barista or a baker, or you're me and want an apron, make like some miniature food things. Like if you're a barista, make something that looks like a coffee cup or like a donut. Or if you're a baker, make some baked good. That would be so cute. You would get so many compliments. Next one is something new that I've been seeing that I hadn't previously heard of, and that's phone hippers. Basically what a phone hipper is, it's a cute little decorative thing you can add to the side or the top of your phone, but I've also seen people put these on their laptops too. I've seen lots of people do the Miffy design, Hello Kitty. The animals are very popular design to do, but you can do other things too, of course. So there's 3 things that go into making this. 1 is obviously the polymer clay to sculpt it. 2 is going to be an acrylic stamp block, which is going to help keep it shaped while you're sculpting it. And then 3 is something to adhere it on after you bake it. So you're going to need either command strips, glue, or you're going to need some adhesive tape. There's a couple of tutorials I've seen on Pinterest or on YouTube or on TikTok that you can check out if you're interested. This one's one of my personal favorites, and that's making keychains. There's so many cute things you can make into keychains. Obviously, I love making food keychains, but animals and flowers and plants and just so many things. Things for the holidays, things that maybe match your theme. And to make keychains, obviously you're going to need your clay and sculpting tools. You're going to need some bigger eye pins if you're making something bigger. Personally, I use screw-in eye pins, but you can use other ones too. And then you're going to need key rings, or you're going to need big lobster clasps. I do have linked below in my Notion board all of the things I use for making my keychains, so if you're interested in that, just look in the description box. So speaking of lobster clasps, now we're going to get into the charms category. Charms are an absolute must for polymer clay creations. There's so many different things you can make. You can make purse charms, stitch charms for your crochet creations. You can make lip gloss charms. You can make charms to collect. You can make charms for your bracelets. You can make charms to go on other parts of a keychain. This is very similar to making the keychains. You're going to need your clay, you're going to need eye pins, and you're going to need lobster clasps. You can also make charms for your phone, and for this you're going to need your clay, phone charm straps, lobster clasps, and then eye pins. Next one's a little bit different, and that's crock charms. You can make crock charms out of clay. You just need the little gibbets. You need your clay, and then you need some really good glue, and then I would recommend getting some sandpaper. Next, we're going back to something that you can wear, and that's hair clips and claw clips. Please, 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 please use a durable clay for this project. I do not want you to make some beautiful hair clips and then it fall apart. Please do not use Sculpey 3. Please try and use Sculpey Primo. Please try and use Fimo clay. Research, look into some good durable clays for this, because you do not want to be out in public and then it fall apart. You do not want it to break or chip. That would be horrible. For making the hair clips, obviously you're going to need your clay, you're going to need some good glue, and then you're going to need some hair clips. You can find them on Amazon, you go to Walmart, so many places you can find some plain ones at. And then same thing with the claw clips, find some really good glue, your polymer clay, and then some plain claw clips that you can find. And there are some tutorials I've seen for making this stuff, so please do some research before you do some of these things. I want you to be able to successfully do this and then maybe practice it a bit. So that's it for some things that you can make out of polymer clay. If you have any other ideas, if you make things out of polymer clay and I left anything out, please leave it down below. Give us some ideas. We would love to hear it. If there's any new video content you'd like to see from me that I haven't done before, or there's something that you want to see from me again, please let me know in the comment section. I'm always open to new ideas. So until next time, bye-bye.